Good morning, and welcome. My name is Kate. We have an hour of yoga together. A couple of things before we begin. A block will be really handy, or something in place of a block, just for balance sake, but not 100% necessary. But if you have one, grab one. I sent a link to a playlist in our chat box. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It'll bring you into Spotify, which is where the playlist is. And that way you can click on it yourself so that you can hear music, because mine's going to be pretty quiet. So we'll press play at the same time on that in case there is any crossover, but you'll want to pull that up. And then just so you're aware, we'll be doing a lot of movements front to back of our mat today. We work in a mandala. It's in a circle. So you'll do a fair amount facing the opposite way than the front of your mat. So if you need to adjust your camera so that you can, or your device so that you can see better, absolutely do it. As we move, if you get confused with front to back, my best advice is to just go with it from wherever you are. It really doesn't matter. You're doing yoga regardless. But I think when you spend more time worrying about if you have the right leg or the right foot and which way you're going, it can take away from it. So just do something that feels good in your body this morning. All right, so with that playlist, you're going to pull it up. Let's say SY21. You want to make sure it's not in shuffle. And we will press play together here in 3, 2, and press play. Then I want you to find Shavasana to begin our practice today. Spread out, take up space, take out movements, fidgets that you need so that you can settle into stillness comfortably. And we won't be here long, just a few moments. But in this space, I want you to feel where you are. I feel the ground underneath you, supporting you, which allows your body to feel heavier, to let go. You feel your breath coming in and out of your nose or your mouth, the rise and fall of your chest, the expansion of your ribs, your lungs. You feel energized when you inhale. You may feel more relaxed as you let go and exhale. These sensations are things I want you to come back to over and over again throughout your practice. These things help hold you present no matter where you are. And that's great because this world is a little chaotic. We tend to be very busy human beings. And lately I've been feeling a lot of anger. A lot, like very upset with the state of the world. And reminding yourself to be present where you are in your space right now, that maybe some of the things that you're worked up about in your mind are not actively happening to you in that moment, and you're missing out on a lot, and you're letting that anger, that fear, that darkness consume you, when maybe it could be a little better, right? So coming back to these sensations, coming back to being wherever you are in each moment versus distracting yourself or letting yourself get carried away with these other thoughts, allows you to fully be in your life. So for 1 hour today, I want you to commit to yourself, to your practice, that you'll be here fully. And if you feel yourself being distracted, if you feel your mind wandering, you pause, you close your eyes, you feel your breath, you feel the ground underneath you, and you come back to this place. Now, from wherever you are, place your palms upwards towards the sky or perhaps crossed over your chest. And set your intention for practice. And of course, your intention can be anything that you like, but perhaps today it is along those lines of being present here. You see your intention clearly in your mind. Clear all of the air out of your lungs. You take a deep breath in to fill all the way up. With gratitude, a great big open mouth exhale to send it out. Seal your lips. Constrict the muscles in the base of your throat. Engaging Ujjayi Pranayama, begin to move. Wiggle your fingers, your toes, open and close your jaw. You could circle your wrists and ankles. You can bring your arms overhead and find a long body stretch. Bring your knees in towards your chest and rock a little from side to side. Now, coming back to the center, gently drop your knees over to the left. It's just a very gentle supine twist. You're not muscling your way into it. You're not forcing it, just letting your body kind of fall into it. Breathe into this shape in your body. Bring your knees through the center, drop them over gently to the other side. And again, just letting them fall as they want versus trying to make a shape with your body. And then from here, continue to roll onto that side. So come onto your right arm, find a fetal position. Bring your knees into your chest. Your bicep is your pillow. Take a couple breaths, grounding yourself. Soaking up a little energy from the earth to carry with you through our practice. And when you feel prepared, make your way forward into a tabletop pose. There's no rush to get there. You can move, you can stretch along the way. When you're in tabletop, it's shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, fingers spread wide. You lift out of your shoulders, soften your elbows. It's really easy to hyperextend through your elbows in this position. So make sure they're a little bent, that you're using arm strength to hold you. And you engage your core, Uddiyana Bandha, belly button in and up, ribs together. Take a deep breath, drop your belly, lift your gaze and find a cow pose. Exhale, round your spine and find cat. Do this with your breath. Inhales, open the front line of your body. Exhales, stretch your spine. Come back to a flat back in tabletop. Curl your toes underneath you and lift your knees 2 inches from the floor. It's a hovering tabletop. Push into your toes, bring your heels over the bottom ones of your feet and let the heat start to build. It's a little uncomfortable. Yep. Here's the deal. When you're lying on your back in Shavasana and I tell you to be there and be present, it's pretty pleasant, isn't it? You feel relaxed, you feel comfy and safe. So it's good to be there. It's a whole lot harder to be present when something's very uncomfortable. We practice that here because it's important to be in every aspect of your life, good or bad, exciting or boring, joyful or whatever it is, like be there for it. So here you practice and you breathe into this uncomfortable shape in your body. And the more intense you feel things in your body, the more intensely I want you to breathe. Make it stronger. You ramp up your breath to match what you feel. Good. Now lift your hips. Find a downward facing dog. Give your feet a little pedal. Work it out. When you find stillness in downward facing dog, your head hangs heavy. And press your chest in towards your thighs. Soften your knees. Let your heels melt a little closer to the ground. Take a full body inhale. Take a full body exhale. Inhale, stretch your right toes high. Exhale, low lunge. Step between your hands and bring your left knee to the floor. Now here, lift your right hand in the air. Find a twist through your spine. Circle out your wrist and your shoulder. Then lift the right hand in the air. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Keep that open wingspan and rise. Bring your shoulders upright over your hips. Pull back with the right hip, push the left hip forward until you feel a big stretch in the front of your left thigh. Reach the crown of your head nice and high. Maybe the gaze comes towards the right fingertips. Breathe in. Breathe out and take your right hand to your left hamstring or your lower back, whichever is more accessible, and lift your left hand in the air. Take a deep breath. Exhale, walk your gaze back just a couple of inches. As you do that, you lean further forward into your hips. Use your hand for support. You're pushing into your leg or back to lift straight up with your lumbar spine so your shoulders make their way back. Good, now come back to the top. Shoulders over hips. Circle your right arm all the way up. Kneeling crescent moon. Take a breath. Exhale, bring your hands back to the floor. Curl your left toes under, lift your left knee. Put all the weight into your right foot. Step the left foot forward. You're in a forward fold. Feet about hip width distance apart. Move around. You can nod your head yes, you can shake it no. You're waking things up in your body. As you wake things up, notice how it feels. If you find areas that feel really good this morning, remember it as we move. Push yourself there. And if you find areas that don't feel very good this morning, be mindful of them. Modify as you need. I'll practice on. Now, bend your knees a lot so you can plant your hands firmly on the ground and step your feet back to a high plank pose. In your high plank pose, from your heels through the crown of your head, you are one long line of energy. Push into your toes, bring your heels over the ball mounds of your feet. That weight comes forward. Here again, you're in this position that is not very comfortable. It's a little challenging, right? And that is the idea. Breathe into it. Be there. Rather than distracting yourself or trying to change how hard it is. You feel it. You feel your muscle fibers straining. You feel heat building. And you're there for all of it. Take one more big inhale. Exhale to downward facing dog. Breathe. Exhale. Inhale, stretch your left toes high. Exhale, low lunge. Step forward and bring the right knee down. Lift your left hand in the air. Find that twist in your spine. Circle your wrist, your shoulder. And lift the left hand in the air, wide open wingspan. And you rise. Shoulders over hips. Left hip back, right hip forward this time. Stretch your fingertips as long as you can in both directions. Reach the crown of your head a little bit higher. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Your left hand is coming to the back of your right leg or your lower back, whichever feels better. Right hand lifts in the air, as does your gaze. You take a breath. Exhale, lean it back just a tiny little bit. Your gaze is walking back across the ceiling. Your hand is pushing into you for support. You're lifting and lengthening while slightly opening your chest to the left. Circle the left hand all the way up as you rise. Up and over. It's a kneeling crescent moon. Take a deep breath. Exhale, hands to the floor. Curl your right toes under, lift your knee, and push the body weight forward. Inhale, stretch your right foot up. And exhale as you forward fold, step it down. Here, find a ragdoll. Grab opposite elbows. Hang your head heavy. Feel your spine releasing, letting go. Your head is nice and heavy. You tip more weight into your toes, less in your heels. Okay, now release your arms, let them dangle free. Put a decent bend to your knees. And then slowly begin to unroll up to stand, one vertebrae at a time. At the top, you can shrug your shoulders. You can make adjustments as you need. Then when you settle in, you step your feet together. Palms face forward, pelvis scoops underneath you. The crown of your head reaches nice and high. Take a deep breath. Slow, controlled exhale. Inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Sweep your arms up. Exhale, open twist to the right. Sweep your right hand back. Pull your left hand forward. And here, I want you to push your right hip towards the front of your mat. You're squaring your hips to the front, and then you work your way up your spine with your twist. Inhale, back to the center, Tadasana, mountain pose. Exhale, twist to the left. Draw your left arm back. Watch your hip. If it opened to the side, you push it forward. Hips stay facing front. You work your way up. The crown of your head reaches nice and high. Your fingertips stretch out straight from your shoulders. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees a little. Inhale to a halfway lift. Actively push into your shins or your thighs. Exhale to a high plank. Plant your palms, step your feet back, and hold. Find that long board shape in your body. Keep your pelvis scooped. Keep lifting out of your shoulders like you're pushing your mat away from you. Make it that strong every single time. One more breath. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. It's an active push to lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Exhale, twist right. Push your right hip forward. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the left. Push your left hip forward. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Tip that weight back into your toes. Exhale to a modified plank. Plant your palms, and this time your knees are on the ground. Now, modified plank, knees through the crown of your head, one long line. You're not dumping forward into your lower back, and your butt is not sticking out behind you. From here, you bend your elbows straight back until they touch your ribs, so you're about halfway to the floor. Inhale to a modified upward facing dog. Push into your fingertips more than the heel of your hands. Draw your shoulders back, lift your chin a little. Take a deep breath. Exhale into downward facing dog. From here, your hips come back and through tabletop, toes under, then hips high. This protects your back. Inhale and look forward. Exhale to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Put a little tuck to your chin. Exhale and fold. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low planks. Try it from your toes. Push your body weight forward. Bend your elbows straight back. Flip to the tops of your feet. Inhale into upward facing dog. Knees are lifted. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips go high. Take a breath. Slowly exhale. Those are your choices. Every time I say chaturanga, you do you. Do whatever feels best in your body. If it's different from one of those options, great. You know your body best. Listen to it. Let it guide you through. All right, inhale, look forward. Exhale to the top of your space. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Bend your knees. Scoop your pelvis. Sweep your arms up, but drop your shoulders low. So your upper body stays nice and broad. Now, if you notice that like toes come out or heels come out, try separating your feet hip width distance apart instead of trying to keep it together. If they're together, everything is actively squeezing towards the midline of your body. So keep it a controlled shape in your lower body. And then really stretch your fingertips up while keeping your shoulders low. Your upper body is just as intentional as it is in the lower body. Take a breath. Exhale and twist to the right. So when you twist to the right knee and hip come back with you. If they did, even it out. I want your hips square to the front yet again, rather than opening to the side. And this is just to protect your body. Your lower back does not like it when you get that weird wonky twist through your hips. Come back to the center in chair pose. And when you exhale, twist it to the left and watch that knee. If the left knee and hip pulled back to open, you even it out, even if it makes the twist smaller. Hips always square to the front. You work your way up your spine. You see that theme there? Inhale back to chair pose. Take a breath. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge from your hips. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Inhale through upward facing dog. Push into your fingertips to get there. Exhale to downward facing dog. Use your stomach muscles to lift the hips back up. Inhale, stretch your right toes high. Exhale, lunge and bring your left knee to the mat. Inhale, kneeling crescent moon. Sweep your arms up. Exhale to a prayer grip. Connect your palms and cross your thumbs. Frame your face with your arms. Lift your gaze. Press your palms actively and firmly together and don't let it go. Take a breath. Exhale, walk it back any amount. Maybe it's an inch, maybe it's 5, but you're making that crescent shape with your body. Your hips push forward. Your heart opens wide. Take a deep breath. And exhale. Now this person, we're gonna go pretty slow. Come back to the top, shoulders over hips, and separate your hands. Then curl your back toes underneath you, and it's crescent lunge. You push up into that lunge. It's a big movement. Say hello and good morning to your right hamstring. Once you're there, you push into your left toes. That body weight comes forward. Take a breath. Exhale, airplane your arms. Sweep your hands back. Inhale through crescent lunge. Rise back up. Exhale, warrior 2. Open to the side. Now here, adjust, move around as you need. Maybe you've been in straighten your front knee a few times. Make sure heel and toes in that front foot are pointing forward. You have heel to arch alignment with your back foot. And when you settle in, try tracking your right knee to the right edge of your mat, just a tiny, tiny little bit. That will give you a little more depth in your lunge. Inhale, reach all the way forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Left hand high, right hand low. From here, you take a half bind, left arm around your back. If you have a tight shoulder, it might be like mid-back. If you can reach the crease of your right thigh, push into it, create a really deep twist. Left shoulder back, right shoulder pushes forward. Take a deep breath. Slowly exhale. Keep that left hip down rather than jutting out to the side. From the pinky edge side of your left foot through the crown of your head, you're one long line of energy. Now keep that half bind. Inhale, reverse half bound triangle. It is a mouthful. Lengthen the whole right side of your body. Again, we're going to do this one slow. You're pivoting to the back of your mat. So lift your toes, the bottoms of your feet, and flip them around. Now your left foot is forward. Release your bind and cartwheel your hands into a low lunge. Come down, bend your left knee. Good. So now you're facing the back of your mat. Inhale, launch your right toes up in the air like standing splits. Exhale, forward fold. Step your foot down. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Bend your knees. Sweep your arms up. Exhale and twist to the right. Right hand comes back. Now from here, connect your palms at your right shoulder. Take a deep breath. Exhale, prayer twist. Get lower in your hips and see if you can hook your left elbow outside of your right thigh. If that feels like too much of a twist right away, elbow between your knees instead. That can be a great variation. No matter where you are, try to get your hips below your heart rather than butt up in the air. And then push your hands together as firmly as you can and lift that right elbow up towards the ceiling. Good. Now, pop your left heel off of the mat. Put more weight into your right foot. Test your balance. Lift and lower the left foot a few times. If your balance feels strong, the left heel lifts towards your seat and you hold it up. Take a deep breath. Exhale, revolve lunge. Push the heel all the way out behind you and then gently step down. That's a really big movement while twisting. If you need, put the left knee down when you get there. Find your balance, find your stability, and then redefine your twist. From here, open your arms wide to fly. Inhale, rise, shoulders over hips. Exhale, right hand to left hamstring or lower back, left hand in the air. Take a deep breath. Exhale, exalted warrior. Walk your gaze back any amount. Deepen the bend in your right knee. Use your hand there for support. You're pushing in to lengthen and lift through your lower back. Your shoulders, your heart open up. Take a deep breath and let it go. Good. If your knee is down, now's a great time to lift it back up. Inhale to crescent lunge. Sweep the right arm up and over. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, star pose. Heels in, toes out, rise up. Exhale, bend your left knee and come down to the ground. It's a skandasana, just the start. So lengthen your right leg. Your left knee is bent. Flex your right toes. They're pointed in the air. Then you put a little bend to your knee. Here's where you can use that block to bring it closer, the floor closer to you. From here, you're walking through center to the back. You bend your right knee and lengthen the left leg. And you do this a few times. Walk from side to side. You are still waking up your body. So move around. You can carry that block with you as you move if you need it. Good, and then come all the way to the front again. So bend your left knee, lengthen your right leg. Place your left hand behind your thigh, plant it on the ground. Inhale, stretch your right arm up and over, big side body stretch. Exhale, low lunge to the front. Inhale, three-legged down dog. Left toes lift, your weight comes back. Exhale, chaturanga high to low plank. The weight comes forward. You can bring the foot down or float it. Inhale through upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath. And exhale. Inhale, send your left toes high. Exhale, low lunge, and bring your right knee to the mat. Inhale, kneeling crescent move. Sweep your arms up. Exhale, prayer grip. Really press your palms together. Don't let them separate once we move. Your thumbs crossing, help hold them together. Take a deep breath, lift your gaze. Exhale, walk it back any amount. Left hip back, right hip forward, getting as far into your hips as you can. Keep framing your face with your upper arms. Try to drop your shoulders away from your earlobes. Don't let them turtle up towards you, squeezing your neck. Deepen your breath. Remember, your breath matches the intensity you feel in your body. All right, and then you come back to the top. You release your grip. Curl your right toes under. It's crescent lunge. Push the ground away from you. Still left hip back, right hip forward. The weight comes forward. Take a breath. Exhale, airplane your arms. Sweep your hands back. Open through your chest. Inhale through crescent lunge. That means you keep moving. Exhale into warrior two. Move around a little. Adjust as you need on this side. When you settle in it strong, you push into the pinky edge side of your back foot. Your fingertips stretch along in both directions. Track your knee to the left just a tiny little bit and get a little bit lower. Inhale, stretch it forward. Exhale, extended side angle. When you take that side angle, nothing's really changing in your body but your arms. They go from outstretched to like a tick-tock motion. Now take your right arm, it's a half bind, around your back towards the crease of your left thigh. If it meets your thigh, you can push into it, creating that deeper twist. No matter where you are, get low in your hip rather than jutting it out to the side. Triangle pose juts it out to the side a little. Here, it's one smooth long line. Good morning to your left hamstring, I know. Full body inhale. Full body exhale. Reverse half bound triangle. Take a deep breath as you stretch. As you exhale, the toes lift. You pivot around all the way to the back of your mat. There's a bend in your right knee. Your hands circle down to the ground in a low lunge. Inhale, launch your left toes up in the air. Tuck your chin. Exhale, forward fold. Step your foot down. Inhale, Utkatasana. Chair pose to the back of your mat. Exhale, twist to the left. Connect your palms at your left shoulder. Take a breath. Exhale, prayer twist. Get low. Hook your elbow. Push your palms. Left elbow is straight up at the ceiling rather than behind you. Now, redefine your twist. Lift your heart towards your thumbs. That'll bring the left shoulder further back. All right, now pop the right heel up and lift and lower that foot a few times. Test out your balance here. It always feels different from side to side. My left side is so much harder to balance on. So adjust as you need for it to feel good on this side. If it feels all right, you can keep that right heel lifted towards your seat. Take a breath. Exhale, revolve lunge. You can also just slide those toes straight back. Remember, once you get there, right knee is always an option. I want you to feel safe and solid here. Your arms open wide to a fly position. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, left hand, right leg or lower back, right hand in the air. Take a breath, look up. Exhale, exalted warrior, lean it back. The more you lean back, the more you bend that left knee and get into it. Keep your right leg as long as you can. That knee really wants to bend. So press the back side of your knee towards the ceiling. You're pushing into your toes, bringing that body weight forward yet again. Ribs draw together to protect your spine while your heart starts to open. Good. All right. Inhale, crescent lunge. Sweep the left arm all the way back up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, star, rise. Exhale, bend your right knee, come down to the floor. It's that Skandasana start. So here I want you to pause. This time, take your right knee, push it back as far as you can. Try to scoop your pelvis underneath you. Maybe you take your block, hold it underneath your hands. I want you to try and lift your chest and bring your shoulders over your hips. Flex your left foot and put a bend to that knee. The bend to your knee is really important. And try to shift some weight into that leg so not all the weight is in your right leg here. Good. Try the same thing at the back of your mat. Bend your left knee, lengthen your right leg. Take the left knee, draw it back. That creates space for your pelvis to kind of scoop underneath you. Because if your butt is sticking out behind you, you're never going to be able to come upright. So with that scooped pelvis, you can now rise, heart open, shoulders high. Flex your right foot, make sure there's a little bend in your knee, and then try to shift some weight into that leg so it's not all in the back leg. Good, remember that feeling and come back to the front of your mat. Place your right hand behind you, stretch the left arm up and over, take a breath. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, three-legged down dog. Lift your right toes high, push the weight back. Exhale, chaturanga high to low plank, push into your left toes, bring the weight forward. Inhale through upward facing dog if you take it. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips come high. Take a deep breath. Slowly let it go. Good. Now you've started to feel some of that tension, some of that stress in your body as you move, and practice being present in it. Now as we go a little faster, it's more important, okay? So use your breath. Use your breath to match your movements, to energize, to strengthen. There's a reason we call it your warrior's breath, right? All right, clear the air out of your lungs. Take a deep breath in. Take a slow breath out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, open twist to the right. Watch that right knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist left. Watch the left knee. Good. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold, lengthen your legs. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, chaturanga high to low plank. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lift your hips. Inhale, right foot high. Exhale, lunge, left knee comes down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, prayer grip. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, walk it back. Now it's gonna get tricky. Inhale, crescent lunge, toes under, hands separate, you got it. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reach. Exhale, extended side angle, take your half bind. Inhale, reverse half bound triangle. Exhale, low lunge to the back, pivot, circle your arms down. Inhale, right foot up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair to the back. Exhale, prayer twist to the right. Inhale, lift your left foot. Exhale, revolve lunge. Inhale, arms open. You rise, knee can be down. Exhale, exalted warrior, lean it back. Good. Inhale, crescent lunge, come back up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, star. Exhale, bend your left knee, place the left hand down to the ground right away. Inhale, right arm stretches up and over. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, three-legged down dog, left toes high. Exhale, chaturanga high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your left foot up. Exhale, lunge and bring the right knee down. Inhale, kneeling, crescent moon. Exhale, prayer grip. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring it back. All right, inhale, rise, crescent lunge, push the ground away. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, star. Oh, I messed it up. I apologize. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, extended side angle with your half bind. You probably did not do star, hopefully. Inhale, reverse half bound triangle. Exhale, lunge to the back. Inhale, left toes up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, prayer twist right away. Inhale, lift your right foot. Exhale, revolved lunge. Inhale, arms open, you rise, knee can be down. Exhale, exalted warrior. Inhale, crescent, come back up. Exhale, warrior two. Now star, take a deep breath, rise up. Exhale, bring it down. Right knee bends, right hand behind you. Left arm up and over with a big inhale. Exhale, lunge front. Inhale, three-legged down dog. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Inhale for upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Breathe. Exhale. Full body inhale. Full body exhale. Good. All right. Now inhale and look forward. Exhale to the top of your space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, chair. Listen, exhale, drinking bird. Airplane your arms. Lift your heels. Sink lower in your hips and hold and breathe. Now here, everything is either squeezing together at the midline of your body or separated hip width distance apart. I want you to pick one or the other. In this pose, it's really easy for the heels to kind of start to come out. Maybe they wobble a little. I want it really strong in your body. So everything together or everything hip width distance apart. Keep that scoop of your pelvis. And now I want you to try something. Set your heels down to the ground and then lift them back up. And that's the movement. Heels come down, heels lift, heels come down, and heels lift. Keep going. Keep this shape in your body. Keep the scoop of your pelvis. Notice that your whole body does not go up and down. You're isolating your legs. You're practicing control. You got it. Stay low in your hips. Let your legs start to feel shaky. All right, now keep the heels lifted. Take a deep breath. Exhale, come down one more inch. And then lift an inch. And lower an inch. And lift. And lower an inch. And lift. And now your whole body is coming up and down. Watch your heels. Make sure that heels, toes, knees, they're in line. Tiny lift and lower. Good. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Open through your heart. Beautiful. All right, now sit down low. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Set your heels to the ground. Inhale, Tadasana. Rise and stand tall. Exhale. Take a back bend. Any kind you want, any depth, any variation. Stretch and breathe. Good. Feel your breath. Be here. All right, inhale, rise back up. Exhale, fold on down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Inhale through upward facing dog. And exhale, back down. Inhale, send your right toes high. Exhale, lunge. Bring your left knee down. Inhale, rise. Find your prayer grip right away. Exhale, bring it back. Good. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reach. Exhale to your side angle with your half bind and hold. You can stay like this, or you can play with a full bind. Full bind, your right hand is reaching underneath your leg, and so you can find a grip of your hands behind you. Once you're doing that, I'm guessing your hip is sticking out and your chest is closer to facing the floor than anything else. So your next job is to rotate. You are rotating your hands under your thigh rather than behind them. And then you have to really get into your hips. Deepen the bend in your right knee so that hip drops down. Left shoulder back. Bring your gaze over the left shoulder. So that's your full bind. You could stay there, or if you want to play further, it's a bird of paradise. While maintaining the grip, you hop that left foot in, bring the right toes in. It's not very graceful, and that's okay. Keep that grip, and you rise, bringing the right knee up with you. Now here, the trick is to use muscle from your core, your obliques, to hold that knee up versus this grip in your arms that are wrapped around. So here, if you're just pulling your leg up, it's going to not feel great in your body, right? It'll strain things. Here, if I release my grip, look, nothing in my leg changed, right? So that is the goal. So you're using the strength of your core to keep it up. Now, if you have it lifted, you can also go, the last step would be to lengthen the right leg. So you have two long straight legs. No matter where you are, you breathe. You breathe into all the sensations in your body. The good ones, the bad ones, the uncomfortable ones, they're all there. They're all part of it. Send them breath, send them energy, send them compassion. You got it. All right, when you make your way back into extended side angle, this time I want you to hold your arms open wide. Create some space, create some light. Take a deep breath. Exhale it out. Inhale, reverse triangle, no bind. Exhale, lunge to the back. Inhale, right foot up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Utkatasana. I can't say it without sounding very Minnesotan. Exhale, prayer twist to the right. You can stay here. This pose is hard. It builds strength. It will help build character because you're going to stay in it when you really don't want to. Or you can take it down to a side crow. Side crow is an arm balance that will challenge the way you support yourself, right? We're used to standing on our feet. Standing on your hands is hard. Left hand will come down first, right hand behind it. So your hands are right directly next to each other. The right hand is not out to the side here. That's a different pose. So hands next to each other. Now, depending how long your femur is, you may need to really get that right elbow in. My legs are very short. I don't have to go very far. But you put that elbow in. Your elbows bend straight back to second chaturanga, and you hoist your hip up onto the back of your arm. So your arm is a shelf. You hoist that hip up, and you can hold there. I will never tell anybody that they have to lift their feet off the ground. You can play with just leaning into it. If you feel good there, yes, you can lift your feet. As you do, you tip your face a little closer to the ground, and that's scary, right? And that's the point. Do something that scares you just a little bit. You do that here in a safe way so that when you are not on your mat, and maybe it's not as safe feeling, you still have this tool, right? We practice over and over again in a safe way so that in the real world, in the chaos, it's a little easier. It's a huge, huge squeeze at the right obliques again. Same as when you're lifting that knee up, you're using those muscles now to keep your hip up. No matter where you are, you breathe. Making your breath as intentional as your movements here. Good. You need to make your way back into a prayer twist. Make it really strong in your body. And you redefine that twist. Really push into your leg. Inhale as you lift your left foot. Exhale, revolve lunge. Inhale, arms open, you rise. Exhale, exalted warrior. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale to star. Exhale, skandasana. Bend your left knee, come on down. Now I'm gonna flip around, you stay as you are. All right, so your left knee is bent, your right leg is long. You push the knee back, you flex your foot and put a little bend to your knee. Use your block if you want. You can push into it to lift, I don't need to lean your body weight into it if you're using it. If you feel like your balance is solid this morning, your left elbow reaches to the front, your right fingertips stretch to the back, and to finish off Skandasana, surfer's pose, you push into the ground with both the ball mound of your front foot and the heel of your back, and you lift your hips up away from your heel. And you hold and you breathe and you let your front leg turn to jello. But the more weight you can center between the two, the better it's going to be. So as I say, push into your heel, put a little bend to your knees so you can really use the strength of your hamstring on that straight leg. No matter where you are, breathe into it. Reach the crown of your head high. Full body inhale. Full body exhale. Bring it down. Your left hand meets the floor. Inhale, stretch up and over with the right. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, three-legged down dog. Stretch your toes high. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Inhale through upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your left foot up. Exhale, lunge, bring the right knee down. Inhale, rise, find your prayer grip. Exhale, lean it back. Inhale, rise, crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reach. Exhale, side angle, half bind. You choose. You want to stay here. You want to try and take that full bind, reaching underneath. Try to find a really good grip of your hands. And remember, from there, it's a rotation open. It's a huge movement. You really got to get low in your hips and get that right hip down in order to do it. You can stay in that half bind. You could hop the back foot in. You can try a bird of paradise on this side. You could lengthen that left leg out. Anything at all. It's your practice. You do you. I feel like this full bind is like a quintessential yoga pretzel shape, right? It's so difficult. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, like actively pull them back to help create that space in the front. And the stronger your grip is, the more you're pulling, also the better it will feel. Breathe. You're in it right now. Feel the earth where you connect to it. Feel the clothing on your skin. All of these things play a part in your practice. All right, then bring it back down if you're lifted. You're coming back into your side angle, but this time with wide open arms, creating that space and light in your body. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Inhale, reverse triangle stretch. Exhale, lunge to the back. Inhale, lift your left foot. Exhale and fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, prayer twist to the left. You can stay. You can get low in your hips and place your right hand down and then your left. You can hoist your hip up and you can be in your side crow. You can try lifting your feet. If it feels like that back elbow, so in this instance, your left elbow, if it feels like it's constantly slipping out, you just can't get your hip onto it. Traditional side crow, you actually only use that front arm, and this arm can be a little wider out. Strength-wise, it's a little harder because now you're only using one arm to balance. You have to use more core work to hold your hips up, but it can feel more accessible if you just can't get that grip. So if you just want to try one, I would bring that front elbow in a little bit. Left elbow is out behind your hip, and then you lean into it. So you play with just the teeniest little bit of fear, right? Tipping your face towards the ground with your hips above. A little scary, a little scary. And while you're there, you may notice it's a little harder to control your breath. You may notice your heart beats a little bit faster. Because your body's stress reaction, even if it's not a full-blown one, it starts to creep in right away. It's your job to slow down your breath and control it. When you control your breath, you control your body's stress reaction. So you breathe nice and deep, no matter where you are. You focus on the things that you know to be true right here, right now. Good. All right. So you can bring yourself back into your prayer twist. Make it low, make it strong, make it a deep, deep twist. Take a breath and exhale. Inhale, lift your right foot up. Exhale, lunge, step it back. Inhale, arms open and rise. Exhale, exalted warrior. Inhale, through crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale through star. Exhale, skandasana. Bend your right knee. Grab your block if you want it. Right knee tracks back, little bend to the left knee, flex your foot and sit up tall. Remember, this block here is bringing the floor closer to you. It's to help you lift. It's not there to bear your weight. So I want you leaning forward into it. You're pushing and lifting. You can stay. You can take your arms. You can lift your hips. No matter where you are, you breathe, right? Tailbone towards the floor. Try to bring that weight, center it between the two legs rather than just relying on the front leg. Good. Surfer's pose helps you channel the energy that you're creating here. Beautiful. Bring it back down. Right hand comes behind you. Left arm stretches up and over with a great big breath. Exhale, lunge to the front. Inhale, three-legged down dog, toes are high. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Inhale through upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. So good. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Full body inhale. And full body exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step to the top of your mat, feet about hip width distance apart, and then pivot your toes out and drop into your hips. It's a yogi squat. Now, if it's too intense on your knees, you can also sit on your block here, less pressure. Hands will come to the ground in front of you, fingers spread wide. You lift your chest. And I want you to close your eyes. So, at the beginning of our practice, I talked a lot about that anger, right? And that fear and the ability to dig in and stay present in order to counteract some of that. Now, anger and fear are really necessary emotions, right? Don't let anyone tell you different. It's okay to be angry, but it's really a consuming emotion. And we need to be able to harness the power from that emotion to create change, because that's where its purpose lies. And all of that other negativity, all of that darkness, it likes to find little nooks and crannies to hide it in our body and explode when completely unexpected, right? So I want you to scan through your body. Find areas that feel tight. Find areas that feel closed off. And I want you to visualize. I want you to visualize that negative stuff in your body, right? And I want it to come together. So I, for myself, always visualize it as like a dark ball of smog and smoke. So you can find those little wisps hiding in your body and you collect them as if they were tangible things. That ball of smog or smoke, or however you see it for yourself, grows bigger as you're collecting it all in one. Having it in small wisps all over your body does you no good. Serves no purpose. So it's time to let some of that go. So you hold this ball. All of that anger, all of that darkness, all of that negativity that just creeps in on you on a daily basis. You have it. And you clear the air from your lungs. You take a deep breath in, fill all the way up. Now, Simhasana, open mouth exhale. Your tongue sticks out. And you let it go. Try it again. Take a deep breath. Simhasana, let it go. Inhale, take in new, fresh energy. Simhasana, let go everything that does not serve you. Good. Seal your lips. Ujjayi pranayama in. Ujjayi pranayama out. Lift your hips. You can bring your toes back in, maybe bend and straighten your knees a few times, move around a little. You have a little more space now. Maybe you feel a little more free through your body. Then from here, deep bend to your knees, sit down, lengthen your legs in front of you. Peel the meat out from under your seat so you have a good solid grounding. Flex your feet. Come forward on your pelvis. So you're sitting up nice and tall, not rounding through your lower back. That might mean you have to bend your knees a little, and that's okay. Arms come overhead. Take a deep breath. Exhale, begin a forward fold. Lead with your chest. Arms frame your face. And keep the length in your spine. At no point do you round forward. That might mean you don't come down as far, and that's okay. Each inhale, you lengthen. You pull your fingertips further forward. Each exhale, you compress and try to bring yourself down a little. So you're constantly in motion here. Inhales lengthen, exhales fold. Inhales create space between each vertebrae in your spine. Exhales deepen, right? When you get as low as you can go, if you can reach your feet because you have shorter limbs, great. Pull back on your feet. That will help increase the stretch, but also help you to lengthen your spine. If you cannot reach your feet, good for you. You're nice and tall. Hands come to the ground. You grip the mat as tightly as you can, and it's a static pull back. So your hands don't physically move, but that act will draw your chest forward and help you keep the length. But you're really muscling your way into this forward fold here. So this is what we call the yang to your pose. It's the muscled version. It's where you push yourself into a shape. Humans are good at muscling their way into things. And we have been muscling our way through poses all class long. So the yin to your pose is the total opposite. The yin is just letting go. So try it here. Take a deep breath. And as you exhale, completely let go. Let your body fall how it wants to. Your spine will probably round. Your feet may splay open. Your shoulders hunch forward, but you just let go. You stop trying to control every last little thing, and you allow yourself to be just as you are. It doesn't mean that it's comfortable. Oftentimes it will still be uncomfortable and you're still going to want to fidget and move, but I just try not to. Try to just be in it. It can be a lot harder to just let go and relinquish that control than it is to muscle our way into things, but it's so important. If you put that constant pressure on yourself to always be in control, always maintain that power, you're going to wear yourself out, right? It's exhausting. Sometimes you gotta just give in and trust that the universe is going to hold you. Very slowly come back up. Walk your feet in towards your seat. We're gonna roll on down to your back. You're gonna rock from side to side. See how good that feels on your lower spine. Good. And you make that a happy baby when you're ready. Grab the inside or outside edges of your feet. You continue to rock. You have to keep rocking there. If you hold still in a happy baby with your holding your feet, it's actually called dead bug. It's a very fine line, right? Dead bug, happy baby. Be a happy baby. Keep moving. Maybe you want to play with stretching out one leg and then the other, getting a little more into your hamstrings if you need it. They did a lot for you today. They may need a little extra attention. All right. And then I want you to bring your knees into your chest. You wrap your arms around your shins and you squeeze with all of your might. And while you squeeze, you kick your legs into your arms in opposition. You feel that tension building, right? That's the idea. So now lift your shoulders off of the mat, tuck your chin to your chest, reach your forehead in. You are curling yourself into the tiniest, tightest little ball that you can. You are feeling that stress in your body. You maybe are starting to feel that the blood flow can't fully get to your brain. So it's harder to breathe. It's harder to feel your face, right? This is what happens when you're angry or when you're scared. The same stress reaction happens. So you're recreating that now, just building all of that stress in your body. Push and kick and fight and pull and clear all of the air out of your lungs. And then take the deepest breath in you could possibly take here. And with a great big open mouth, exhale, release it, let go, spread out, take up space, find Shavasana. Let the earth hold you and let go. Now, as a yoga instructor, it's hard to say I get really angry, but I definitely do. This last week has been really difficult for me for that. I don't know why. But over the years, I've learned my anger stems from fear, and most of us do, right? I'm scared. I'm scared for what the world will look like, if there will be a world for my children when they're older, right? And it just feels just like impending doom with all of the smoke and the smog. It's just been really hard, and that's okay. And I think it's important that we own that and not try to hide it. And I think it's important to understand where it's coming from, right? I'm not actually angry, but I'm scared. And fear is a funny thing because it's not real. It's not tangible. We can't hold it. It's just in our heads, right? I don't know what the future holds. I don't have that power. I can't control it as much as I would like to. The Dalai Lama said, fear, hatred, suspicion, narrow your mind. Compassion opens it. So those negative things, that darkness, that fear, yes, they have a purpose, and yes, they can drive us to change, but they can also consume us. So this is something that you do have power over, and you practice it here on your mat today. You practice finding those sensations, being there with them, using them to create change in your body by sticking with it, right? And you also practice that compassion, bringing that love for yourself, allowing yourself space to grow. So what I ask is that when you get off of your mat today, you do the same thing in life, right? You stick with it. You take those negative things and you sit with them. You allow them the energy that they need to create a change, but then you let it go. Use compassion, use love to help brighten the world again. So this is where I leave you, my friends. Take as much time as you can. Soak up a little energy from the earth to carry with you into your day on your journey. It's an honor to guide you through practice. And to you, I bow, my friends. Thank you.